Welcome, everybody, to the annual IAS-USA Washington, D.C. virtual course. Of course, we all wish you were in Washington, D.C., but we're pleased to be doing this virtually. On behalf of Mike Sagg from the University of Alabama and me, it's great to have such a large audience for this. I think we have some really terrific speakers, and we are very appreciative of IAS-USA and Donna Jacobson for putting all of this together. I'm going to run through some information that you need to know before we start the course, but I think we really have a wonderful agenda today. And I think we've looked over what we think the advances in HIV have been. And after 40 plus years of HIV, there's still a lot that's new. We've been doing this course for 30 years. And I think today the opportunity to look at opioid use, HPV, cardiovascular risk, I think there's a lot of good information that you'll get over the next several hours. So again, on behalf of the co-chairs, we welcome you. IAS-USA has many opportunities for continuing education that you can see here, and hopefully you'll take advantage of those. So far, we have 175 attendees who will be joining us today. You come from many different countries, and there'll be more people who will listen to this as it's archived. So again, we're delighted to have such a diverse group. In terms of the practice test, it's interesting that the practice test is challenging. There's a lot of new information. And if you look at the average score, which is less than 50, hopefully there's a lot to be learned that you'll be smarter for at the end of the day. The IAS-USA, as you know, is accredited for CME, and this program is designated for 4 credits. We're also approved for CMEs for nurses, for our pharmacists, and that information you can see on this slide. IAS-USA is appreciative of the fact that we have support from industry, but this support is carefully separated from the choice of content and the content here. But again, we appreciate having this support so the course can be as inexpensive as it is. In terms of financial relationships, those are all listed in the modular syllabus book. And again, we've carefully looked at these to make sure that these are unlikely to influence any of the content that you hear. I think all of you are probably familiar at this point with Zoom, but keep in mind that if you have a question that you want the faculty to answer, that should be put in the Q&A button, not in the chat. The chat is for conversations you want to have with each other, comments you might make to the faculty. But if you have a question, put that into the Q&A, and we will try to make sure that all the questions are answered. When polling questions are launched, you will see a new window open, enter it, and then close the window after you submit. All of the PowerPoint presentation slides will be available following the course, and handouts are available in the modular e-syllabus book. IAS-USA is very proud of its antiretroviral guidelines. These have recently come out online in JAMA. These get a tremendous audience in terms of the number of hits. So again, these are wonderful guidelines that are used often by, I suspect, all of you. We also want you to be aware of the fact that there is a virtual course that is free and open to all on December 12th at the times listed here that go over the new guidelines. In terms of the agenda, I suspect all of you have seen the agenda, but again, we've tried to pick areas where there have been changes and where new knowledge, I think, will be helpful to all of you. After the break, you'll see that there's some additional programs.